Okay, folks. Well, gonna get going. It's almost 2 minutes past 2 o'clock on another lovely Monday afternoon. I don't know where you all are, but the sun is shining here in the UK. So I know we've got a very wide and varied audience, and I've got a little chart to talk about that later. But much shorter intro this week from me, so we can get on to the presentation from Greg at Broadcom. So, for those of you who don't know me, Mark Wilson, I'm the GSE UK Conference Manager, and with a bunch of others, we're the organising team for this conference. So it's week 2. This is the first time that we've ever done a 2-week conference, and from what I'm hearing, last week went really well. So we delivered 84 technical sessions, 3 keynotes, 1 quiz, and a new to Z session. And typically we get around about 550 people turn up at the conference, registered for the conference. This year we've over doubled that and got a very international audience. At Monday, Tuesday last week, we were at about 1,027 registrations, so it's a huge number for us, and obviously something that's been helped by the fact that we've gone virtual. So you can imagine, some of the conversations we're now having as a team about potentially running next year's conference as a hybrid face-to-face and virtual conference. So watch this space. But thank you all for attending. I haven't got the details behind the number of individuals behind each session yet, but we will have that, and we will share that with the speakers. So thank you to everybody for turning up. So I've corrected my slide on the social media. Hashtag GSE UKC is the hashtag we'd all like you to use, please, for all the Twitter fans out there, the Facebookers, the LinkedIn people. We are running the social media contest. It will run up until November the 12th at the end of it, and we've had a fabulous response on social media, which greatly helps getting the message out there for us for this conference, obviously, and for next year. The app, again, into its 2nd week this year, and again seems to have gone down very well. If you haven't downloaded the app, I'd urge you to download the app. Attendify. It's got a password, virtual with a capital V for Victor, but you will be able to see all the agenda there, all of the vendors, all of the speakers, everything is all there. If you find any challenges or issues, then please let us know. What can I say? 2nd week of a very popular conference, only made possible from the support we get from all of our vendors. You're going to hear from Greg from Broadcom in a moment, and Greg, thanks to you and the team for your fabulous support, but all of our vendors for helping us out with this, because without your support we just cannot put this event together. Obviously, because of these strange times, it's a little different. So Tuesday night, we're going to have the 2nd of the conferences. We've adjusted this one a little bit. We've made it a little bit shorter and pushed out the start time a little to try and help more people attend. We felt perhaps the last week's quiz was a bit too close to the end of the working day, and there was things like families and wanting to have some dinner and things like that before you got on the quiz. So we've given you up until 7:30. So if you're a late eater, after 8:30 for dinner. If you're an early eater, get it all done by 7:30, 19:30, and we'll get together and have a little bit of fun with the quiz. And as you can see, sponsored by Macro 4. Something that everybody did, or a vast majority of people did last week, was feedback. We had a fabulous amount of feedback for all of the sessions, and it really helps us shape the agenda for next year's conference. Some really positive comments, some very high scoring sessions, and really well attended sessions. So please carry on with the feedback this week. It does help us greatly. So thank you for your support on there. Okay, all of the technical sessions are being recorded. They will be loaded onto Vimeo. You will get a direct private link to them. There have been a couple of questions about can we download them? No, we can't download them because of the way that we've got the system configured, and we want to keep control of the IP of the conference. Obviously, if you're the speaker, we can get you a copy of your session. If your organization wants a copy of the session, we can get you a copy of it, but they're not going to be publicly free to download. Okay. We will load them up to YouTube. We've got the Vimeo site for 12 months. So each year now I can see us, here's 2020's videos for a year. Next year we'll put 2021's up. And as 2020 rolls off onto YouTube, 2021 will roll up onto Vimeo. Subscribe to the GSE YouTube channel, GSE UK region, and you'll find all the previous videos from there. And as I said, yeah, in 12 months, all of this year's ones will appear there. As I said last week, we've got a fabulous technical agenda, and you'll see that some of them have got chilies on them. And the more chilies, the more technical the session. Okay, 3 chilies, it's a noughts and ones, bits and bytes session. No chilies, probably a high level managerial one, something I would understand, to something, yeah, 1 chili or 2 chilies or 3 chilies, the more technical they get. We did have a slight challenge last week with the downloads. That's been resolved. So when you go to the agenda and you see our little fella there on the agenda, that means a PDF of the handouts are there available for you to download. Okay, you would need to have logged into the GSE website with your My GSE email address and password, and then you can pull them down. Okay, excellent. Right, big thank yous. Well, what can I say? All the chairs and all the speakers last week, absolutely fabulous job. We had a couple of moments with chair people logging in with the wrong name, so we didn't know who they were on the attendee list to make them the chair or make them the speaker. Got that solved. The feedback has really been excellent. The quality of the sessions and the platform has really stood up very well to us. So again, thank you very, very much to everybody. And it was a busy week last week, but it was a fabulous effort by everybody. So again, thank you. As you know, we tend to do a charity raffle at the conference, and we obviously cannot do that this year. So what we're asking is, if you attend a session, yeah, and you really enjoy it, or you attend a session and you think it's absolutely fabulous, yeah, make a donation to this year's charity, which is NHS Charities Together. Yeah, £1 here, £2 there. What we've actually said quite cheekily is, if anybody sponsors to the tune of £100, or Greg, $100, whatever the value is, we will give you a special mention in the wrap-up session at the end of this week. So I'm not bribing people to donate, but donate, please, if you wouldn't mind. We've always had a fabulous response from everybody, and I'd love that to be the same again this year. So I'm going to wrap up now, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop sharing my screen, and then I'm going to pivot over to the keynote session from Greg Lotko at Broadcom. It's a pre-recorded session, so if you've got questions, Greg's going to be online at the end for questions. So if you could hold your questions until the end. Yeah, obviously, if it's something really, really burning, drop something in the chat window. But Greg's going to be online with us at the end to have that Q&A, and we've got plenty of time for the Q&A. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen, and then I am going to share it again, but this time a slightly different view of the world. If I could get back to the screen. Right, there we go. So share screen. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hand you over to the pre-record of Greg's session. Hope you all enjoy it.
My name is Lotko, Greg Lotko. Unlike Bond, I'm not a particularly big drinker or the trendiest person. I do enjoy a social drink on occasion. Have you heard about mixology? What exactly is that? I thought it was just bartending. Apparently there's this whole new world of creative drinks out there, an innovation in drinking that the sophisticated crowd is calling craft cocktails. Now I'm a bit old school, I guess. If I have a drink, it's typically a classic. Take the Vesper Martini. 007 fans know this to be the very first cocktail James Bond ordered in Casino Royale, and the drink is named after the double agent, Vesper Lynd. It's possibly the most famous drink order in history. Now it has 3 measures Gordon's gin, 1 measure vodka, half measure of Quina Lillet, which is actually no longer available. So to make the Vesper today, you need to substitute either Lillet Blanc or dry vermouth. And yes, it's shaken, not stirred. And poured into a chilled martini glass. Garnish with a lemon peel, and you're ready to die another day. Wow. Now that's shocking. Positively shocking. So, mixing a drink, easy, right? All you need is a good recipe. Shopping for the ingredients is easy too. You can pretty much find them anywhere. Mixing an even better drink, that can be a bit more challenging. And it comes down to great ingredients and how you mix them. Working with new ingredients, it's changing the game. It's all about continuous innovation. Can you guess where I'm going with this? Our world is IT, and innovation is absolutely critical in the high-stakes battleground of business. We need to drive digital transformation to create innovative services. Services that take customer experience to another level. Services that win in the marketplace. They need to be unique and differentiated. They need to be trusted. So why is an open strategy important when it comes to innovating? With the right mix, you can disrupt an existing market or get a fast start into a new one. I think we'd all agree it's absolutely critical. But let's dive a bit deeper into this and look at how open applies to both sides, business and technology. On the business side, there are many examples of putting parts together to deliver a new service or experience to your customers. Mixing the right parts, partnering for the ones you don't have, or creating just the ones you need. But remember, with an open approach, the barriers to entry are lower for everyone, you and your competitors. Take ride-sharing services, for example. They've redefined mobility with innovations that sprang from new open approaches like accessing Google Maps APIs and overlaying GPS data. Fully open APIs are available to anyone in the community and are published without any expectation for how they'll be used. They're a great way to create new possibilities. Uber cashed in on this when they used open APIs to overlay Google Maps data with the data from car GPSs to develop a ride-sharing app. Google probably never imagined this development, but because those maps were open, Uber was able to use that data in a novel way and create disruptive value. And then there's Airbnb and Netflix. They've revolutionized their industries, raising the bar on customer expectations by orchestrating APIs from the community as well as private APIs. Or Capital One, PayPal, and others in financial services who are using open source tools to deliver innovations like peer-to-peer payments. Logistics leaders are using open technologies to improve their customer experience by enabling them to print their own shipping labels. Their drivers are making fewer delivery errors as well. Investing in disruptive innovation is at the top of every industry's business agenda. In May 2020, Fortune surveyed Fortune 500 CEOs on their priorities. 63% responded they're accelerating their rate of innovation. But not having the resources to invest in innovating is one of the reasons many transformation efforts fail. So what's the secret? How do leading organizations transform to support innovation? How do they get the resources to make it happen? Top performing organizations are using IT to proactively detect anomalies, prevent cybersecurity threats, and integrate DevOps. As a result, they're finding twice as much budget for innovation. Top performing organizations have integrity in every transaction made. Whether it's banking, insurance, retail, government, you name it, the transaction is the elemental form of business. You can't afford an exchange or interaction that doesn't execute, and I mean reliably every time. If not, your standing with your customers will suffer, likely irreparably. That's where the mainframe comes in. In today's world, with all the challenges and opportunities, the mainframe is a key ingredient to success, and leading organizations recognize this. Broadcom customers are realizing new value from their mainframe, harnessing the platform as a catalyst for growth by opening it up and making it an integral part of their cloud. Let's look at some examples of organizations opening up their mainframe to meet the demands of their businesses. A large credit card company you probably know well, they're partnering with your bank. Their API needs to call your bank's API to make sure your account balance is high enough before you can use their debit card. Another example is a mega retailer that's publishing reusable technologies to empower its supply chain. One of their APIs enables their retailer systems to dynamically check inventory before serving up personalized recommendations, ensuring promoted items are actually in stock. It all comes down to being open and having the right tools for mixing, testing, iterating, and gaining the insights to get to market faster than competitors. Let's say you have 3 parts already in-house, but you need a 4th or a 5th. And this is where you look to a partner or the community for assets that have been proven successful. Here's an example of how it works in the mainframe community. Partner APIs are just like they sound, mainframe services made available to partners. When open, these APIs satisfy the needs of a broad range of applications. We've learned by working with thousands of customers like you that open cross-platform innovations are the future of accelerating real business growth. An open and secure mainframe enables new strategic value. It allows for broader use of the platform and attracts new people. At Broadcom, we're leading in open source for mainframe, helping you open your environment and the data. This is evident in our commitment to Zoe, which is becoming the standard for mainframe access. We deliver the Zoe command line interface, API mediation layer, as well as the Zoe Explorer extension for VS Code. We were first to launch comprehensive enterprise support for Zoe through Brightside. Another way we're investing in open is by API enabling our portfolio, adhering to a broad range of standards to deliver new levels of integration, security, insights, and automation. Some of the standards we support include things like RESTful APIs and multi-factor authentication for stronger security, identity, and access management. Financial industry standards like PCI and PSD2 for online payments. And other regulatory standards, for example, to identify PII data to ensure compliance with GDPR. We're building capabilities that leverage industry and de facto standards to enable interoperability across vendors. Examples include the Endeavor Bridge for Git and interoperability with security operations tools like QRadar, ArcSight, Splunk, and others. And we're embracing open ourselves to improve our own efficiency and quality. We've embraced an open-first approach with both new products we're launching as well as existing products. For example, SysView, an existing product, has a sophisticated CI/CD pipeline in our own labs. And Mainframe Operational Intelligence employs many open source tools in our development pipeline. All of this comprises what we call open first. Embracing an open first approach means investing in connections, not proprietary integrations, because that's not open enough. Just doing that and nothing more constrains innovation and results in vendor lock-in. Open is all about communities and tools working together in a synchronous way, and the ecosystem becomes more valuable as participation increases. At Broadcom, we're investing significantly in open interfaces, not just point-to-point, one-off integrations. We're continuing to invest in solutions and innovative technologies that enable you to deliver more robust and trusted digital customer experiences. When it comes to DevOps, shifting left increases quality while reducing operational risk. An open approach to shift left allows you to use Zoe with mainframe native tools, providing greater ease of use. Unlike proprietary closed integrations, our approach uses CLI extensions to simplify automation. It's about being customer-centric. We're enabling customers to lead by embracing open. A large US insurer is deepening their investment in open source for mainframe. They're running Zoe with our support offering, Brightside, leveraging Jenkins and Endeavor, and using SonarQube for quality testing. With more than 50 mainframe apps already in production, they're planning to onboard another 250. This saves them significant time in deploying applications with mainframe as part of their CI/CD pipeline and speeds up troubleshooting. In the area of AI ops, we're using an open source approach and investing significantly to embed machine learning into our solutions and drive automation. We're providing you with a programmatic and open approach to implement AI ops that allows you to optimize step by step and drive trusted automation. Our new single pane of glass automation solution provides end-to-end job stream visibility. This means automation insights can be gathered across your existing schedulers from Broadcom and third parties, aligning your hybrid IT service levels with your business objectives. A health insurance provider in Belgium is leveraging our mainframe AIOps solutions to perform deep dive root cause analysis when a problem occurs. The multi-metric rules capability allows them to filter and surface only alerts that matter, that is, those that require action. They also leverage the integration with Ops MVS to automate actions when the machine learning alerts surface. Mainframe AIOps solutions from Broadcom proactively alert of issues, big and small, hours before they otherwise would have been noticed, allowing action to prevent business impact. Here's an example. An alarm warned them that there was a mainframe CICS transaction rate increase of 3 times more than normal during a 5-minute period. With the help of Broadcom's solution, it was determined that one user ID was associated with more than 10,000 CICS transactions during that alert period. The user had developed a process where data was entered into an Excel spreadsheet, then executed a system macro that read the Excel file and generated a flood of CICS transactions. The insurance company said that they would never have been able to identify the user and transactions causing the issue before implementing MOI, since the time slice for that problem was so short. They've now converted to batch programs to do the same work and prevent CICS usage spikes. A critical aspect of opening up the mainframe to deliver innovation is ensuring you don't do it at the cost of other critical capabilities, such as infrastructure security, data protection, and privacy. Some people have expressed concerns that opening up the mainframe will introduce new security risks. They think, well, when I'm open, I've got greater exposure. That's not the case. While we're opening up the mainframe, we're also making it more secure in the process. We're not removing any of the controls or capabilities in our technologies, nor are we circumventing them. We're just giving an open way to access and connect through these other tools. I usually use car analogies, but let's mix it up with something different. Suppose you want to create a new entrance to your house. You don't just make a hole in the wall. You put up a door with locks, and you only give keys to those you trust. And by the way, all those other security measures you have, like motion sensors and alarms, they remain in your house. The walls, the security, the fortress, the moats are all still on your property. Our approach to security is also open. Rather than just supporting proprietary technology from us, we're looking across the ecosystem. A good example of this is Compliance Event Manager, where we support all the major enterprise security managers, ACF2, Top Secret, and of course RACF. We've recently introduced Security Insights, which uses an open approach to identify and assess risks from multiple domains and sources, both within our technologies and outside. So openness in the APIs means that you can use various technologies together to provide a more secure platform. As you can see, it's about the best of both worlds, being open and secure. The banking and financial services industry brings us many examples of the need to strike the right balance of opening up the mainframe to enable faster time to market while at the same time ensuring security. IOCO, formerly known as EMID, is a South African-based provider of information and communication technology solutions. They're doing a lot of good for the communities they serve, which in their case covers a whole lot of ground. They provide cloud-based banking and transactional services across the entire continent. In particular, they enable small businesses, even those with just a couple of people, to exist. Take the example of a typical small shop where you have one or two people on production and another handling customer engagement. IOCO plays a critical role for these customers, protecting the privacy of their personal information. They know that trust is everything. They found that the mainframe has the security they want and need to run their business with confidence. And this focus on security as a mission-critical aspect of their services perfectly aligns them with their customers. More than half of all consumers around the world, and I'm not just talking IT professionals, I'm talking consumers, people on the street. They say how a company protects its customers' privacy is a bigger influence on their purchasing behavior than the quality of the company's products and services. Almost 2/3 say they've opted not to work with a business out of concern over whether it would keep their data secure. When you think about the very real harm people and businesses can suffer due to a data breach, it's easy to understand why they hold these views. Thankfully, the mainframe supports security controls that can protect individuals from the risk of identity theft and help businesses guard against the loss of customer trust, damage to the company's reputation, and potential fines. The reality is, when it comes to IT, the mainframe is absolutely the most secure platform on the planet. A partner drives innovative value in many ways. It's not just about the software and being on the other end of the line when you call for support. It's much more than that. It's about doing the things to help you be truly successful. Broadcom is challenging the status quo. We're committed to forging deep partnerships. Our approach is unique and extends beyond code to include programs designed to help you move your business forward. We've taken our non-instructor-led online education and made it available to you at no cost. Our Vitality Residency program is helping customers increase their mainframe skilled resources. And we've launched a new mainframe executive learning program. We continue to run design thinking workshops and provide assessments to help you determine the next steps in optimizing your mainframe environment. And we have our win no fee services available to help you with migrations and implementations. Mainframe teams have a choice: the vendor-controlled or the open path. When it comes to innovating, the mainframe makes a great mixer. By mixing open and cloud with your mainframe, you'll get far more strategic value. At Broadcom, we're committed to and investing in opening up the mainframe. You've heard me say this before. I hate the term vendor. We're a partner. And partner means working together to expand opportunities on the mainframe and advance your agenda. Reach out. We're happy to bring our mainframeologists to mix it up with you so you can adopt an open-first approach to deliver on your innovation imperatives. Now for a toast. If not for any other reason, then I'd like to have another drink. Seriously, here's to the longest running movie franchise and the longest running platform in history, the mainframe. And a toast to the first virtual GSE UK. Cheers. Still shocking. Positively shocking. Be safe, be well. Thank you.
Greg, thank you very, very much for that. Very entertaining. I somehow get the feeling you may have enjoyed that a little too much.
Especially the drink.
Oh dear. Right, let's have a look. So, does anybody have any questions for Greg? You can either pop them into the chat window or message, and Gino will quite happily unmute you if you wish to. If you wish to have a conversation with Greg. So I'm just reading some of the messages here. Yes.
So Mark, just to be clear, I mean, clearly we had some issues with the video there, but it you know, relative to the bandwidth on the transmission, but it actually helped me with working on my my international disguise here. I made sure in the quick change, I grew a beard and put my glasses on, so now I can sneak into another place.
Yeah. So no, I was messaging back with the tech, Gino, Greg, who we were talking to, and he said it's something to do with the way that Zoom frames video, even though I ticked the box for optimizing it. So, but it'll all be there. We'll make sure it's up on the Vimeo site so people can download it and have a look at it. But yeah. Okay, so there are going to be a couple of cheeky questions here, Greg. The first one in from Andy Gray. Yeah, will Greg buy everyone a drink at the next GSE conference?
Well, let's see. First of all, I'd absolutely love to think that the next one's going to be in person. Please, let's make sure by the time we get to the next one, we're in person. But I'm sure we can figure out how to work something out with sponsorship and everything. I'll take that one under advisement.
Take that one under advisement. I don't blame you there, Greg. Okay,
I mean, just think what the experience would have been if, as everybody entered the room, if we all grabbed our Vesper Martini. You know, of course, we wouldn't want that to be the first thing in the morning session. And, you know, then the toast would have been classy.
I've stood on the stage early of a morning, Greg, with one of your good friends, Mark Anzani, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's been somewhat of a challenge.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have a question, Greg, in the chat window.
Sure.
From Lucas. It says, I have a question. Zoe can clearly help open up the mainframe. Since it's based on open source, how can enterprises rely on it operationally?
Well, so, you know, when you think about it as an open source project, it benefits from the collective intelligence of all the contributors and customers across the entire ecosystem. That's the beauty of open source, because they drive value. And also, you know, people should be aware that the first long-term support edition of Zoe was released. But I think I get the question of, hey, we understand open source. We understand that a lot in the ecosystem are contributing here. But what about getting support? And that's what folks care about from an enterprise perspective. That's why we launched Brightside, our enterprise level support for Zoe, all the components of Zoe. So even though we contributed 2 of the first 4 original components of Zoe, we've spun up extra Scrum teams to learn the other components, and we do provide enterprise level support for Zoe. So that should make enterprises have much more confidence in being able to roll it out and use it in their prod environments.
Thank you, Greg. Hopefully, Lucas, that answers your question there. Does anybody else have any questions? Because I need to go and Google that drink and think about making one. It's certainly one of the things I'm going to look at.
I don't know that you have to Google it. I gave you the whole recipe there. You can just replay the video.
Just replay the video. Yeah, absolutely correct. Yeah.
See, everybody gets the opportunity to learn something of value in every session, right?
Oh dear. So we've obviously got a very quiet bunch today, Greg. But Greg, thank you very much to you and Cindy and the Broadcom team for sponsoring the event and being a keynote speaker for us. But Thank you very much appreciated. And hopefully next year it will be face to face.
It's absolutely our pleasure. I do hope that next year is face to face. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope a lot of people have an opportunity to watch the recording afterwards. Everybody, please be safe, be well, take care.
Thank you very much, Greg. Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers.